Here's more wrestling news for May 18th, 2023, and we're starting off with AEW as the company's new show Collision has officially been announced and the wrestling world is buzzing. Before Collision was announced, it was said that AEW would have a soft roster split, but one that wouldn't be as noticeable as what we see in WWE, but it seems things have changed. PW Insider reports that AEW are going to be doing a brand split, with wrestlers confined to either Collision or Dynamite, but it was never the company's intention to have such a strong split. It's believed that some talent, like in WWE, will be able to appear on both brands, and CM Punk is expected on Dynamite as and when needed, but will likely be used when the Elite aren't around. That is, if CM Punk ends up being a part of AEW Collision at all, as recent reports have suggested that his rumored return to TV as part of the new show is far from guaranteed right now. AEW is preparing for a huge summer, which will include the company's biggest event ever with All In London, and while the company never intended for a strict roster split, it appears that this is what we're getting when Collision launches next month. We've got some sad news to report now, as superstar Billy Graham has died at the age of 79. The WWE Hall of Famer's death was announced on Twitter by Ric Flair and later confirmed by Dave Meltzer, and comes after years of Graham dealing with health issues. Within the last year, Graham had battled COVID, a life-threatening ear infection that spread to his skull, inflammation in his lungs, and renal failure, which all came on top of his previous health issues. After being placed on life support, doctors advised Graham's wife Valerie to take him off life support earlier this week, an option she rejected at the time. A former WWF champion, Graham ended Bruno Sammartino's second reign with the gold in April 1977, and his colorful personality would inspire the likes of Hulk Hogan, Jesse Ventura, and Ric Flair. A larger-than-life personality at a time when professional wrestling was notoriously plain, Graham's legacy carries on to this day, and we'd like to offer our condolences to his wife and those who knew him at this sad time. For weeks, there's been growing speculation about Drew McIntyre's future with WWE, given that his contract with the promotion will expire in early 2024. Recently, WWE removed McIntyre from the list of names advertised for the upcoming Money in the Bank event in London, England, and now the company has taken the next step to distance themselves from the Scottish Warrior. In the official poster for Money in the Bank, McIntyre has been erased from the image and has been replaced by undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns. While fans will be excited to see the Tribal Chief in action, McIntyre being removed from the poster isn't a good sign for his fans, and we'll have to see if a new deal will ever be reached. Yesterday, we reported on Seth Rollins, who is going to be part of the upcoming Marvel film Captain America: New World Order. It was also reported that while many are happy for Seth on this huge role, there has been some hesitancy about making him World Heavyweight Champion, especially if similar big roles start pouring in. That's at least what some in WWE's creative team feel, but in WWE management, things are quite different. When Ringside News asked a higher up in the company, they said WWE is thrilled that Seth has a role in the 2024 film and are happy that he can represent the company outside of the ring. This higher up added that while creative may be hesitant about making Seth the champion, management sees no problem with the idea or with any of their future plans for Rollins, even if more Hollywood roles are offered to him. From the moment the new title was announced, Rollins was considered a favorite, and according to management, nothing has changed despite his upcoming movie role. It's safe to say that a lot is going on behind the scenes in WWE right now as the company prepares to be acquired by Endeavor later this year. The deal has left some people fearful for their job, as cuts are expected to be made during the second half of 2023, but Nick Khan has tried to ease those fears this week. PW Insider reports that this week, Khan had an all-hands-on-deck meeting, and the general theme of the meeting was to boost morale. Khan and others spoke about how well things are going for WWE and made it clear that every level of management appreciates those who make WWE the global juggernaut it is today. There was no mention of cuts that are expected to be made, and PW Insider added that there was no big announcements in this morale-boosting meeting. Khan has said in the past that cuts are expected, but they won't be coming from talent, production, or creative, though many are skeptical to his claim. Whether Khan remains true to his word, that remains to be seen, but right now the WWE CEO doesn't want any superstars worried about what will be a monumental shift for the company. When Roman Reigns signed a lucrative deal with WWE last year, it resulted in the Tribal Chief wrestling far less on TV, and his appearances at live events practically dried up completely. That's why it was so surprising this week when Reigns was promoted for the upcoming WWE live event in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and his presence was later confirmed by the official Facebook page for the show. Now, fans attending the show hoping to see the Tribal Chief will be disappointed, as an official WWE statement issued to Fightful revealed that Reigns had been incorrectly advertised for the show. There's no word on how exactly Reigns was promoted for a show he wasn't going to appear on, and the statement also offers fans the chance to get refunds based on Reigns not being there. Like all WWE events, the card for the May 20th Fayetteville show is subject to change, but it remains unclear how exactly Reigns was falsely promoted in the first place for the show at all. AEW Dynamite news now, as this week's show saw the build continue to Double or Nothing, where Jarrett and Jay Lethal will challenge FTR for the World Tag Team Championships. During Dynamite, FTR attempted to get the drop on their challengers during an in-ring promo, first by dispatching of Satnam Singh, before turning their attention to Jarrett and Lethal. When FTR planned to execute a big rig on Double J though, he was saved by the debuting Karen Jarrett, who leveled Cash Wheeler with a low blow. This distracted Dax Harwood long enough for Jeff to hit him with a stroke, and the Jarretts celebrated with their associates after a series of guitar shots to the champions. This isn't the first time fans have seen Karen, as she was a part of Jeff Jarrett's entourage during his days in TNA and Impact Wrestling and GFW, but this week marks her debut for All Elite Wrestling. With another ally by their side, it may just be a matter of time before Jeff and Lethal become tag team champions. And what did you make to this debut on Dynamite? Now, when you get released from WWE, your entire future is unclear, but some superstars handle things a lot better than others. In 2022, Persia Pirotta was cut from NXT and is now working under the name Steph DeLander, and it turns out that being cut is one of the best things to happen for her. Taking to Twitter this week, DeLander revealed that she has made more money during her year post-WWE than she ever made with the company, thanks in part to keeping busy in the ring. DeLander has been working with Impact Wrestling, Ring of Honor, and Game Changer Wrestling since being released, and has formed a partnership across multiple promotions with another post-WWE success story, Matt Cardona. While there was many years where being released from WWE seemed like a death sentence to someone's career, that's no longer the case. And if WWE ever decides to offer Steph a new deal, she'll have to think long and hard about whether to accept. And we're ending today with AEW Dynamite, as this week's show ended with Don Callis speaking about his betrayal of Kenny Omega. Though Omega tried to get his hands on Callis, his efforts were thwarted by the Blackpool Combat Club, and it was the arrival of the Young Bucks and Hangman Page who helped even the odds. Page closed the show by announcing that the Elite will face the BCC at Double or Nothing in an Anarchy in the Arena match, but that wasn't all that transpired. After Dynamite went off the air, Kenny Omega had some choice words himself and made it clear that he doesn't believe he'll ever be on the same side as the Cowboy. Page and Omega have been both tag team partners and fierce opponents, and fans will remember that it was Hangman who dethroned Omega to become AEW World Champion in 2021. If Page and Omega can't get on the same page, then it'll be a tall task for the Elite when they face the BCC at Double or Nothing, as the former World Tag Team Champions remain at odds as of this week's Dynamite.